All right, I fished a spot a couple times and hooked into fish, but they always slip off and I never get one into the damn net. So hoping today I can. I think I'm gonna dive through here so I understand what's down at the bottom down there, because once you dive a spot after you fish it, you have a pretty good understanding of what's happening under the water, and it makes the fishing easier. So throw a few casts, I don't get anything, then I'm jumping down there. I'm gonna find out what the fuck is down there. What the feezy. That was an absolutely horrible cast. Threw it way farther than I was supposed to. Let's see if I get this one in the right spot. That's pretty good. Oh, see that fish jump right in front of me right there? Boy, he was chasing that lure. He got some air. Oh, that was a brown trout. So they're down there. He went after my lure and I don't know if he came to the top to strike at it. That's right where my lure was though. Something about that lure being in there made him catch some air. All right, so I'm gonna fish this spot for a minute. I'll flip the camera back on if I catch one. And if I don't, then I suck. That means I'm diving instead. I wonder if I was reeling too fast and I yanked that thing past his mouth. All right, no success fishing. Let's swim it and see what's under the water. So only one fish there. I saw visibility wasn't very good. So it was probably that fish I saw jump. The fish in a spot where I caught my personal best as far as brown trout the other day. It was right around in this area somewhere. Maybe I was standing down there a little further. Today it's a really hot day. It's about 95, 96 degrees out. We're getting tons of nibbles. Hooked a couple fish. Realized my hooks were super dull on this lure, so I changed, sharpened them up. I mean, keeping your hook sharp really helps you get those hooks in deep. If you're getting fish on the line and they're wiggling around and they're coming off, you know, it could be something you're doing, but sometimes it's just your hooks are too dull and they're not going in deep enough and you need to sharpen them. And I watched this phenomenon happen where fish are coming off all the time. And all of a sudden I sharpen my hooks and then they're just staying on right and left. And I always fish barbless, but the worst thing you could probably have is a dull barbless hook, you know? So keep your hook sharp. I'll tap back in if I get something, and then when I'm done, I'm gonna swim down through this underwater. We're gonna see what this all looks like. Okay, so I just fished this section from below this thing all the way down to there. Hooked into two fish. Both of them slipped off when I went to turn on the GoPro. A little bit bummed about that, but fuck it. Let's go into the water, let's see what's down here. Hopefully I don't hit my head on this big stick right here. Whew. Well, that's about it. Man, it was blurry with the mask on. Even I didn't see much. I didn't see a single fish, so maybe one will show up on tape later. I'll have to go back and watch it when I get home. But anyways, fish and diving. That's what we do. Moving on to the next spot. A little fish on. Shit, I'm working with a new net. Never used it. Let's just pull them out. Got a rainbow. There he is. Got a little dirty. Clean him up. Got him with the Panther Martin number 4. It's good looking fishy. I'm trying to see if I hooked him clean or if we're gonna have a job set out for us here. He is double hooked, so we're gonna default to the pliers. And I'll hold him up real quick so you guys can see him, and then I'm gonna put him back in the net, get him unhooked. We'll do a nice clean release. But first one to the net today, right there. So I've been letting him chill in the net. It's time to send this guy on his way. There he is. There he goes. I'm fishing these riffles up and down here next, and all these little spots in between these rocks, and then down there it gets pretty damn good from there onward. But I usually kind of rush down to here and skip the part of river. I fished a lot today, so my thing that I was trying to do today was fish the parts of rivers that I usually don't spend as much time on and see what happens, and I've done pretty good. I've probably hooked 5 or 6 fish, and unfortunately I've only got one to the net, but it's not such a big deal to me, honestly. Of course I want to get them all in the net and take a look at them all, but as long as I'm hooking them, I'll get them in the net eventually. It's just hooking them is the hardest part in my opinion. So I'm doing stuff right, I'm doing some stuff wrong. It is fishing, you know, you do stuff right, try to do more of it, do stuff wrong, make adjustments, try to eliminate what you think you're doing wrong. That's the beauty of fishing, man. It's this game we play where we go around and around trying to predict the behaviors of the fish and how we can improve, and that's what I love about it. So we'll slowly work our way down here. If I hook into anything, I will tap this camera right back on. A little one on there. I have a fish on. I wasn't even sure because sometimes the current can play games with you. Get my net ready. Just let them fight the current for a minute while I bring them out. Get this thing out. Oh, my net is stuck. No, it's not. It's a little guy, and that's fine. They don't all have to be huge. It's perfect. He popped off right as I was lifting him into the net. Small bow. Let's put him back in the water for a minute. Dude, little fish like this sometimes are like some of the most beautiful you'll catch. Like, they haven't got all beat up by years on the river. Let's just take a look at him real quick. Sit down here for a moment. There he is. Look at him. Just a tiny little guy in his beginning stages of life. But I don't want to keep him too long because he is little, he's delicate. Let's just get him on his way. All right, little man. There you go. Fish on, more or less in the same spot. Still getting used to this new net. Another little guy, there he is. He's a little bigger than the last one, not as big as the first one. I'll take it. I'll take any fish. We just love catching them. I'll get them unhooked super easy here because it's just right in the bottom lip. Probably one of the best spots to get him, and he's off. Wet my hand. Show y'all what he looks like. Made my finger in his mouth. It's a little easier to handle him. I have to grab him on the outside. That's what he looks like. Right here. Let's send him back. He's been caught before. He had a tear in his mouth. Wonder if I caught him. Hope not. Let's get back to it. God, I had another fish on in this hole and he just slipped off. This spot has everything though, like these little waterfalls, rocks everywhere, highly oxygenated, nice and shady. I mean, it's a really good spot to catch fish. So if you're walking by spots like this and you're not fishing them, you're scared of the rocks, or you're scared of getting snagged, or you're scared of some type of mishap, you're probably pushing back on or skipping a really good spot. Today I'm just pretty much throwing downstream. Whoopsies. Today I'm pretty much just throwing downstream and just slowly working the spinner back up against the current. Some days this works better than others. I didn't expect it to work good today because it's super hot, and usually a lot of times fish like when food's coming towards them, they don't sometimes want to chase food up the current. But today, I don't know what it is. The water's cold, but they don't mind at all. They're pretty much been smashing the panther all day. And yeah, I'll tap back again. I thought I had another fish to show you guys right there, but unfortunately I don't. When you go to turn this camera on, sometimes I reach up and I can let a little bit of tension off the line, and it's cost me a bunch of fish, but it's all right.